Hey, what's up, guys? Next question. How do I know when I should progress? Should I do more load, like the weight, or should I do more reps? And how do I know when to add load, or sometimes people call it volume, or sometimes people call it intensity? That's the part where I get confused on intensity. So intensity can mean two different things because if you read various websites, they'll talk about intensity in terms of load on the bar, and then some people talk about intensity of how hard an exercise feels. So once I figured that out, that sometimes they mean load and sometimes they mean how hard the exercise feels, I was like, oh, I totally get it. So, you know that we operate from a rep range, somewhere between 6 and 8, 8 and 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 15, and then 15 to 20 or 20 to 25 and above that. So, how do I know when I should progress? Now, if you're in the beginning stages of your training, certain exercises will always seem hard, like push-ups, body weight rows, lunges. They will always be hard, and I can always make them harder without adding any external load onto you. However, let's take a 12 to 15 rep range, and this is the general rule. So if you're doing, say, stationary lunges, just a split squat, up and down, or walking lunges, and you're doing 12 reps and you're completely like gassed, you're like, I can't get 13. You're not ready to add load. So in that case, we would add more reps before adding more load. Okay, I always err on the side of working the top end of the rep range first and then going back to the bottom end of the rep range and then adding load. So if you're doing 12 to 15 reps on walking lunges, that's 12 to 15 reps per leg, and you do 12, the first training that you do of that particular workout, and you're able to get 12 no problem, and you're like, I'm going to try for 15, and you walk and you can get 15 reps, and you can get 3 sets of 15 reps, and the next day you're not ridiculously sore, you're probably ready to progress. So then we add what's called the 10 to 20% rule, which I have another video on that I filmed previously, which I will add here in this particular training section. And so on the bottom end, we add 10%. On the top end, we add 20%, and it would be of your body weight or whatever weight you were using. So if you weigh 150 pounds, on the low end, 10% is 15 pounds. On the high end, double that, it's going to be 30. So I always err on the side of less because you can always add more, but you can't add less once you're injured. So 15 pounds is probably about a 7.5 and a 7.5, one in each hand, or you can do a goblet style, boom, 15 pounds right underneath your chin. So 2 different styles, 2 different training effects, and it's going to feel different. The intensity is going to be different. It's going to feel different than if you held the weights at the side or if you held the weights here up under your chin, keeping your chest all back flat, chest round, give yourself a double chin. So then you would go back down to the 12 reps and you would see if you could do the 12 reps. My guess is that it's going to be hard again. The intensity, it's going to feel harder, but you've also increased the load, okay, which is also intensity. It's confusing, I know. So that's generally the way we go about progressing you. Adding weight to the bar is always the easiest, most straightforward way to progress, right? Because you're getting stronger, but also adding reps. So I always err on the side of adding reps first, and then we can go back and add load to the body to get stronger, and then go again, start adding reps. So you'd work your way up with those 15 pounds, or the 7.5, 15 pounds under the chin with 1 dumbbell. And then we can work our way back up to those 15 reps. And if you can do more than 15 reps, you're like near 16, 17, 18, almost 20 reps, it's time to add more load. Okay, so then you go back, you add another 5 pounds, somewhere between 5 and 10 for the lower body, 2.5 to 5 pounds for the upper body. That's the progression. So I'll save the progression on weights for the next video.